Ba 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 da bee da ba boo bee ba boo 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 dee 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 ooh. What is up, y'all? Philyflishow checking in, kicking in at Right Way Production Studios, and we are here for UFC 311. Islam Makhevchev versus who? Say it again. What? Who? Money Moicano. Ooh. If y'all didn't hear that, and this is breaking news to you, yes, we from last night to today lost our main event, but then we got it back. So it was saved, and the guy who saved it absolutely. I always wanted him to get a title shot. Well, not always, but since recently, I wanted him to get to this point of getting a title shot, and he finally pulls it off. But it is at the due to the issue of an injury. So Arman Sarukian went to the press conference last night and just didn't seem like himself. Everyone kept saying he was scared, and I was like, I don't know. For me, the people at that skill level and fighting for championships, they're not, and dudes, they're not scared of people. They just, things happen. I think he got injured, didn't want to say anything, thought he could tough it out, get his back, or at least show up to the fight and lose. But he couldn't make the fight. At 1 a.m., he called Dana White, and Dana White and his team decided that they will not let that fight go on, and now we get Money Moicano, who was supposed to fight Beneil Dariush, and that was my money lock of the night. I was going to put a 5 against it and put all your money, all your cash, all your junk back into it. Would have been on Money Moicano winning against Beneil Dariush, but everything changes when you get put in a title shot against a guy named Islam Makhevchev. But we also have a very great co-main event championship fight between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov. So that's a lot to talk about. We're going to jump into it after a quick little toot of my horn from last week, y'all. Pull out the sheet. We had UFC Fight Night, Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Hebos. And your boy got the main event right, which was an underdog. That's why I'm kind of tooting my horn. But it wasn't an underdog. It displayed exactly how I said it was going to display out. And then my other real toot of my horn was the big plus 210 on my guy. Where is he? Christian Rodriguez. I told you guys that Austin Bashi is going to have a very tough fight for his first fight against a guy who likes to take people's O's. Now he's got 4 O's he's taken out of his 6 or 7 fights. Yeah, dude's a killer. Dude needs a ranking next to his name here soon, and needs a ranked opponent. So let's get him wrapped up in that one. Or let's get him against one of these guys like Peyton Talbot or who's on a card tonight. There's like 3 other guys that I can't even, the names are escaping me as I got to be put under pressure. But we are going to jump into what we're here for. This is UFC Pay-Per-View 311, Islam Makhevchev versus Rene Moicano. We'll start with match leg number 13. It is a flyweight bout between Tagir Ulubekov and Clayton Carpenter. Now, Tagir is a negative 350 favorite. Clayton plus 265. Tagir's all-around, well-rounded MMA skill set is going to be way too much for Clayton Carpenter. Clayton Carpenter, as I pull this up here, I just want to make sure I'm saying this right. I'm pretty sure this is his first UFC fight. Yes, he's undefeated. Yeah, oh no, it's his, it's actually his second UFC fight. He's actually got two good notches under his belt. He's a good submission artist here, but it's going to be too much with the wrestling of Ulimbukov. So get your money down there and get him on your parlays or your slips, baby. Now, match like number 12 is a bantamweight bout between Ricky Turrios and Bernardo Sopai. Now, this is going to be a little funny. We have 3 bantamweight fights in a row right here, so it's going to be fun night in the bantamweight division. Plus, we got the bantamweight championship on tonight, and we got a lot of good bantamweights fighting tonight. But Ricky versus Bernardo. Bernardo negative 260 favorite. Ricky plus 210. I think Bernardo is going to be a little too much for Ricky, but in his first UFC fight, he got a little lackadaisical in the 3rd round and got finished by his last fight. So we are just going to jump, not super all over that, but I'm picking Bernardo with the win and 2 out of 5 on the confidence level that he gets his hand raised after that fight. Reason being, because his gas tank has kind of failed him, so we'll see if he's fixed that. Match like number 11, again, bantamweight fight, told you. Rene Nakamura versus Muin Gurov. Now, Muin has some good wins under his belt. I think he's got been a pretty big underdog. It was over 2 plus 250. I know on one of his wins here. But Rentao, he's a negative 650 favorite, whereas Muin's a plus 425 underdog. I'm going Rentao Nakamura here because dude he looks so good. He just looks really, really good. Just needs to round out his game a little bit and get some good W's under his name before he gets in this ranked crazy division in the bantamweight division. All right, match like number 10 here is another bantamweight fight, but this one is in the female division. We're Carla Rosa and Aline Perez. Now plus 200 on Aline, negative 245 on Carol. Carol gets a W here, guys. She has lost to the top level competitors and beaten all low-ranked people, whereas Eileen in her 4 fights has beaten the low-ranked people, but lost to Stephanie Egger, who is a top-ranked person, and I think Carol Rosa's almost on that level of Stephanie Egger, so that's why I got her edging her out, and 3 out of 5 on the confidence level that Carol gets her hand raised. All right, kind of running through this a little quickly, guys, but like I said, I want to get these things down a little faster, so that's why I'm also talking a little faster, but look, habitual UFC watcher here. We got some good fights on this pay-per-view, even though it's probably not going to be the most stacked pay-per-view of the year. But jump back into it. Match like number 9 is a lightweight bout between Grant Dawson and Diego Ferreira. Diego is a plus 200 underdog, whereas Grant is a negative 245 favorite. Now, Grant got KO'd by why is his name escaping me? It's super escaping me. We'll get back to that. We'll jump over to Diego Ferreira side. Now, Diego, being on the plus 200, he's got a little bit of age under him, and that's my only downfall on him. He used to be a great up-and-coming guy that I thought was going to be a champion and get in the ranked division, but age kind of catches up with you. So being 39 years old, he's got to get some wins under his belt. Now, Grant Dawson lost to Bobby King Green. That's who it was. I could not think of who it was. He got knocked out in 30 seconds. It was bad. That's not usually the way Dawson fights or any of his fights go. So I don't, unless Diego Ferreira pulls out some power on him, I think Grant's just going to do what he does best, grapple, ground and pound, look for a submission, and if he can, he's just going to ground and pound you out and put you out of there. So I'm going to go Grant Dawson. I'm only going 1 out of 5 on the confidence level because Diego Ferreira is no slouch. It's not like he's going up against an easy guy. It's just an age thing for me. All right, match like number 8 here. Good light heavyweight fight between, my handwriting's really bad on this one, so I have to, Bogdan Guskov versus Billy Elika. Now, Billy's making his UFC debut. He was a 2023 PFL light heavyweight contender for their championship, but injury got in the way of that, so he didn't get to finish that out. And we all know who Guskov is. Guskov's looking like a flippin' killer in this light heavyweight division and might be a problem. Now, Guskov negative 400 favorite, Billy plus 300. I'm going Guskov here with a big win. I think Billy has got a little too much to chew on here, if you catch my drift. Dude's good, but I don't know if he's that good. They fed him to a dog his first fight in the UFC, but when they do that, they usually have pretty good inkling that you're going to be a good competitor in the division. So that's the way I'm looking at it. We're going to jump over here to match like number 6. We get a middleweight fight between Zachary Reese and Asmat Bekakov. Now, Asmat is the negative 190 favorite, whereas Zachary Reese is a plus 160 underdog. Asmat's first UFC fight is against a guy who has fought just killers first 3 fights. Yes, he's got a loss, but dude's a beast, and he's really well-rounded. He's not just a one-sided striker or grappler. It all gets mixed in together. So I'm going to go with Zachary Reese here. Sometimes you get matched up with I wouldn't say a UFC vet, but a guy he doesn't have more professional fights, but more words escape me when I get under pressure, I swear. More experience in UFC fights. I think there could be an adrenaline dump here for Osmont. I'm going Zachary Reese with that plus 160. Now, not the most crazy confident on it, only 1 out of 5, but when you pick these underdogs, a lot of times you're not going to be very, very confident on it. Not like my last week ones where I told you almost guaranteed. All right, now we get to the featured prelim bout here. It is a bantamweight bout. Yes, more bantamweight fights, but we get to see one of the top, and I mean literally number 1 or number 2 prospect in the UFC right now. Peyton Talbot versus Renoy Barcelos. Now, I keep saying his first name wrong, I'm pretty sure, and I cannot think of the exact way to pronounce it. So we're going to go just for the rest of it, it's Barcelos. Now, Peyton Talbot, negative 1150 favorite. Barcelos plus 650 underdog. Most people are not going to pick Barcelos and think it's just going to be a walk-down fight. This is Peyton's toughest fight. This is a good test for him to see if he's actually this top prospect like everyone thinks, or does he get in his own head? I don't think so. I think Peyton Talbot gets a nice W here. I even think he gets a finish because this is going to be a nice stand-up fight. Confidence level on this, I want to do 4 or 5, but I am not going to disrespect Barcelos like this because he has fought top competitors. He's fought Umar Nurmagomedov in the last 2 years. So a guy like that fighting, you're a top dog too. So good matchup here, but Peyton Talbot gets a win, and I'm 3 out of 5 on the confidence level that he gets a hand raise. Let's jump to the main card here and get this moving forward. We get Kevin Holland, a.k.a. Big Mouth, or whatever you want to call him, versus Renier de Ridder. Now, Renier, he might be the older fighter, but he's also kind of younger because, he's just not been in the UFC, whereas Kevin Holland is a great gatekeeper and one of the top gatekeepers and one of my favorite guys to watch. Now, he's not looked so great, and he's been roller coaster where he looks good, then he looks bad. Last fight, looked okay, tore his shoulder, did something where he couldn't finish the fight. Hope that injury doesn't pop up here, but we got Kevin Holland plus 105, Ridder negative 125. I'm going Ridder here just because Kevin Holland, just with the injury and the downfall, it could be that drop off, man. Unfortunately, it'd be very, very unfortunate for Kevin, but also he knows what he is, and he's a gatekeeper, and let's just see if he can gatekeep a little longer. Yeah, very sad. All right, match like number 4, we got a heavyweight fight between Jelton Almeida and Sergey Spivak, a.k.a. the Polar Bear. Spivak is a plus 360 underdog. Almeida negative 525 favorite. Spivak doesn't really do anything great. He's just a well-rounded fighter. Nothing elite. Jelton Almeida's strength and wrestling is elite at that elite level, but his striking's where it's lacked. So if this is a stand-up fight, Jelton's going to have a tough night. But if this gets to the ground and gets grappling, it's going to be an unfortunate night for Spivak, and Jelton's going to get a nice big win. So I'm going to go there and go with that. It's going to go to the ground, and Jelton's just going to use his power on the ground and just destroy Spivak. So I'm going to take that 525, 3 out of 5 on the confidence level that guy gets his hand raised after that fight. All right, now we get to some 3 killer fights here. Okay, 3 fights you don't want to miss. You buy this pay-per-view. You do whatever you can to see these fights because, this was supposed to be a light heavyweight title fight a couple years ago. Didn't come through because of injury. We get Yuri Prohaska, a.k.a. the Samurai, versus Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill, baby. Now, why I'm so excited for this fight is, look, Jamal Hill got caught. Jamal Hill got knocked out, and Jamal cannot just own up to it for whatever reason. I don't know if that's just something in his head that he's got to get through it. Dude, you've lost a fight before. Act like you've been there before. Take the L, get back there, and let's do it. Now, he went in and done some dumb stuff, but he's back in the ring. I want to see if this is the old Jamal Hill. That's my guy. Even if he acts a little dumb sometimes, hey, sometimes we all do stupid things, and it's a learning process. Hopefully you learn from it. Now, Yuri, he is fighting for a different purpose here. He cut off the samurai hair for a girl with cancer. He's donating $50,000 to her fund to help her out with the cancer. And thank God Dana White got a hold of this, because now Dana White's taking over and matching it. So Thank you, UFC and Dana, for doing the right thing. Thank you, Yuri, for doing the right thing. You are the plus 105 underdog, whereas Jamal Hill's a negative 125 favorite. I'm going Jamal Hill. Reason being, Yuri's a great fighter. Yuri's got great power, great striking. What Yuri lacks is defense for some reason. He just gets into brawls and thinks he's going to make it out of there. It's not how it works with Jamal Hill. You'll go sweet dreams, like it says. But, again, Jamal got in his own head last time, so we don't know which Jamal's coming. But I'm still thinking that the old Jamal is coming here and going to just give it a good whirl here and give that right hand a swing. 1 out of 5 on the confidence level that Jamal Hill gets his hand raised. And now we're at the co-main event of the evening. It is a bantamweight championship fight between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov. Merab is a plus 210 underdog. Umar negative 260 favorite. I didn't want to release this because I cannot find anything else on this, if this is true or not. I found a little information that Merab took a injury in between his last fight and now, where he had to get surgery. Didn't fully disclose it out there with everyone, but people were showing me the video footage of his leg. It just doesn't look good, man. If he did have an injury, how hard could he push it in camp? So that scares me. And then you're going against a guy, Umar Nurmagomedov, who's getting trained under the Khabib camp, who is just a killer, not one of these slouches. But he's not been fully tested with a guy like Merab. So it's kind of hard fight to pick between. So I went with Umar. Reason I'm going Umar is that injury, man. I just if it's there, I don't know if the gas tank's gonna be there. I don't know if he trained hard enough. I just don't know. So Merab, you show me up, cool. Probably gonna roll with you for the rest of your time then. But right now, it seems like it's gonna be Umar's night. That's gonna be nasty. All right, main event of the evening, lightweight championship on the line. Islam Makhevchev, Rene Moicano, plus 750 on Rene, negative 1500 on Islam as of right now. Hasn't changed yet, but by the time you guys get to these betting windows, if you're listening to this now or in the morning, that number is going to grow on each side. So get ready to put some money down on Islam. Get it as low as you can because Islam is going to win this fight. I hate to say it. I love my guy, Rene Moicano. He's got the grappling defense. He's got the jiu-jitsu. He has definitely got the striking and the length and everything to stand with Islam Makhevchev and fight Islam Makhevchev. And the nice thing that was going for him, he's fighting a guy in Beneil Dariush who is just like Islam in a sense of he's good at grappling and the striking works in with it. So the way Moicano has been training, it's not that much different of what he would have trained for. Obviously, Islam, it's hard to train for a guy like that, but when your camp is about grappling and striking, working on the defense of it, it works in his favor is what I'm saying. Problem is it's Islam. I'm hoping Islam wants to show that he can knock dudes out. And it gets in a stand and bang fight. Because a stand and bang fight, Rene Moicano might have a little bit of the advantage. Maybe. Because he can take it and he can deliver. But the problem is, Islam showed he's got some crazy power. So here, like I said, I'm picking Islam. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. But I will be rooting my joyful little ass off for Rene Money Moicano. He gets a W. We're going to get the best post-game interview in this year and for a while. And also, it'll just be craziness. And it'd be very unfortunate for Armin if that happens, because then Armin's going to get pushed out of the conversation for a while. So hopefully your back injury heals while you're getting pushed out that conversation for a while. All right, y'all. Philyflishow's almost checked out here. We got one last quick thing. Something I haven't done for a couple weeks. I just want to throw it together just because I felt good about it. I felt good. One parlay, baby. 5 legs. We'll start from the prelims and go all the way to the main card or main event. That's how we do it here. So first one, I'm going to gear with that negative 350 Put him on that parlay first. Your next one will be Grant Dawson at the negative 245. Put that on there. Next fight would be Guskov. Put him with that negative 400. And then put Peyton Talbot on there with that negative 1150 and Islam with his negative 1500. And that should get you some good plus odds down there. Get you close to the plus odds. And we roll for the average Joe, baby. Let's go. All right. Philyflishow's checking out here. See you guys in a couple weeks because UFC comes back February 1st with Israel Adesanya versus Nazarov Imamov. Jeez, I almost said his name backwards. See you guys in a couple weeks, and shout out to Right Way Production Studios for making this happen. And let's go make some money.